You think of warrior, you think of fight, and you think of pride. And I think that fight that he went through while maintaining pride and community and self and family was the definition of warrior.
My name is Melanie Ross, and this is going to be some stories about Darren. I'm his wife and best friend, and we built a life together.
Yeah, we'll do the best to carry some of these traits that you've instilled and make you proud, because I know you're watching.
If I was telling people about his life, we would be here for hours and hours and hours. I could talk about him forever. One of the very, very first things I remember about Darren was, of course, football. Everything kind of revolved around sports, and football was his favorite.
I've had the opportunity to know and to play sports with Darren. I joined some of his teams. He was a year older than me, so I'd at least get him once or twice before he would move on. He was just so fast. He could do it all, but he was tough. There was just a talent he had that we didn't have. As I got older, looking back, I recognized that. Being a coach, you just have qualities that other players don't have.
Back in the 90s, he's out on that field, and all of a sudden, one of my friends says, "Oh my gosh, look at Ross!" And there he is. He's like vomiting, and it was crazy because he's down in his 3-point stance and he's vomiting and acting like nothing. I honestly think that when he found out that he had stage 4 glioblastoma, it was a shock for both of us, because as tough as he is, he was suffering. I remember actually Jackson, our son, he was getting ready to play in a lacrosse tournament, and that lacrosse tournament happened to be in Denver, Colorado. We got that phone call literally the day before our flight was supposed to leave, and they said, "You cannot go to Denver." I said, I'll go. I'll take him. And Darren was very adamant about still going to Denver, and it was very important to him to be there. Because that's one thing he didn't do is miss. He didn't miss a practice. He didn't miss a game. He didn't miss a scrimmage. He was there. He went to everything. So he said, "I'm still coming. I'm coming to this." And Dr. Levy sat him down and said, "No, I'm sorry, Darren. You are not going." Battery operated machine was continuously pumping antibiotics into him, and here he is on the football field down at Crowley Park in Salamanca, and he's still coaching.
I worked with Darren at the SELC. He involved everybody, If you were having a hard day, he would make sure, he asked questions, and, he always was a beacon of light and very vibrant, kept a very positive mood within the classroom, and very rarely would you see somebody upset for too long if you were in Mr. Ross's room.
One of the things that I remember him always telling his kids, the kids that he worked with at the Seneca Intermediate School, these last few years, was that you don't have to do something. He will try to change the mindset of these kiddos to say, "I get to." That sticks with me, is that mentality of being a growth mindset. So he got to fight, and he got to live, and he got to do so many things in his short lifetime. Somebody that will always be my motivation in everyday life is Darren Ross. If I had to define him in one word, it would be a warrior.